Hi everyone. So, I wanted to tackle this topic today. A friend asked me what I recommended the best method to lose weight was, and we went through a current routine. I just wanted to understand where she was at with the fitness level. And she was working out 4 to 5 times a week, not eating quote unquote badly, and doing cardio after every session. Now, I immediately learned that there were lots of people that still think this way, that you have to be so extreme in your fitness goals to reach them. And the reason why she was doing all of this is because she wanted to get rid of the weight as soon as possible. And today, I want to tell you why you should not aim to lose weight as fast as possible if your goal is to keep the fat off and live a healthy life. So, let's get into it. I want to start with the unhealthy practices I notice people doing. Lots of people take the approach of wanting to lose weight fast, and I don't blame them, right? We've become so used to seeing people on social media in shape and living their best lives on the beach, showing off their bikinis and their six pack rock hard abs. And you feel behind. Maybe summer's coming up and you also want to show off your abs, but make it an 8 pack this time for you. So you lock in and you design this super rigid rabbit diet. You and the bunnies are going to be in this together. And you aim to work out 8 days a week because you're going to show them all. And you promise your dead grandma that you're going to stick to it. And this is for her. No matter what, you're in it for real this time and no excuses will be made. But then a few days into the plan, you quickly realize that you're not a rabbit and you're also not a robot. You're actually a person that has commitments and responsibilities. And the biggest one yet, there isn't 8 days in the week. So realistically, there's probably only 3 to 4 days in the week you can actually stick to. But you made this promise to Mima, and she's turning in her grave, losing afterlife sleep, because you let a rabbit be a better rabbit than you are. This rigid all or nothing mindset, it leads to black and white thinking, meaning you label things as either good or bad. You do it all or you don't do it at all. You're teaching yourself to believe in restrictive habits. You're labeling food as good and bad. Cake is bad, broccoli is good, fries are bad, salad is good. Yes, theoretically speaking, you will lose weight, but at the cost of your sanity, let me tell you. Most of the time, for majority of people, this doesn't last long. A couple of months perhaps, if you have really strong willpower, but honestly, I'm banking on a few weeks, a week or two. If you're losing weight fast by default, you're also not focusing on developing healthy behaviors, but you're focusing more on losing the weight, which in most cases isn't healthy. Because thinking in black and white terms, I have to work out 6 to 7 days a week. I have to do 2 hours of cardio. I cannot eat this slice of cake because it's so bad for me. While I do understand the sentiment behind this because I'm exactly the same, I try to work out at least 3 times a week, get some steps in my day, eat a balanced diet. But here's the thing, some weeks look different from others, some months differ from others. Maybe you have to work late today for whatever reason and it bleeds into your gym time. For women, especially, that time of the month is gonna come. It's inevitable. So now, because you've set this unrealistic expectation that you have to work out 3 hours every day, you feel like a failure, or disappointed in yourself and often throw it away because of this black and white thinking. You didn't account for life getting in the way, which it always, always does. If you go on a restrictive diet, like a fad diet, starving yourself and only doing cardio, walking 20,000 steps a day, etc., what will happen is you will lose the weight, but you won't sustainably do so because you would have to maintain those habits long term. Remember, the things you do to achieve your goals are the same things you need to maintain to keep your goals. If you starve yourself every day, will you be able to keep starving yourself? If you walk 20,000 steps, will you be able to do that every day? If you work out 7 days a week, will you be able to keep working out 7 days a week? I can't answer that for you, of course, only you know, but what I do know is that life gets busy and you will burn out or an injury will inevitably occur. And I don't want that, guys. I don't want that for you. And hopefully you don't want that for yourself. So let's look at the ways you can lose fat while enjoying the process and, keeping the fat off. So hopefully the goal is to lose fat and improve your lifestyle, not being miserable, hungry, starving all the time, grumpy, weak. This isn't going to make you a better person because you're just going to be a shitty person to be around. And slow fat loss is going to help you develop those long-term healthy behaviors. It's going to teach you to be balanced. You're going to fuel yourself instead of restricting yourself. You will lose fat at a slower pace, yes, but you'll be more likely to reach your goal since it's more sustainable. So, we're gonna aim for 3 weightlifting sessions a week as an end goal, okay? Start with 1 session only until that becomes a habit, and then add another one until that becomes a habit, and then add the last one until that also becomes a habit. So now you're hitting 3 sessions, it's sustainable, you've trained yourself over time to keep that going. The reason why I'm asking you to start with weight training also is because that's what's actually going to shred the fat. Not cardio. I mean, cardio is good for your health and your cardiovascular system, but it's not optimal for fat loss. And then once you've dialed your weight training in, the next goal is to add protein with all your meals. But again, 1 meal at a time, the same as what you did with the weight training. So start with lunch, then dinner, then breakfast, or start with anything. I don't know your schedule, I don't know your lifestyle, so start with the meal that is easiest for you to incorporate. Then, when you've got all of this dialed in, start with walks every day or during your day. But again, take it one day at a time. So don't aim to walk every day at first, do it over time. Maybe only Mondays until that becomes a habit, and then 2 days a week, and then 3, and so on and so on. We're going to work on stacking wins over time, ease into it, so it can eventually become a lifestyle. And then when you have hard days, busy days, or life just gets in the way, it's okay. Instead of hitting the gym for 45 minutes to an hour, only go for 30 minutes. Do half of your program instead of the full one, or whatever you can. If you can't make it to the gym, then just do a home workout with your body weight instead. Push-ups, squats, crunches, planks, walking lunges. Just get something in, no matter how small. I promise you, it's contributing to your goal because you're training yourself to stay consistent no matter how it looks. If you can only do 10 push-ups, like literally only 10 push-ups for the day, just do that. If you ate the slice of cake, it's okay. Just keep in mind that as long as you're sticking to the whole foods 80% of the time, go have the slice of cake or the slice of pizza, whatever, ice cream. You're not losing progress because you've been eating well 80% of the time. Just train yourself to be consistent. Train yourself to be flexible. Don't throw all your progress away because you messed up today. Just get right back on track tomorrow. Or even today. Get back on track with your next decision. The best part I would say about doing it the slow way is you're going to consistently be able to do these, and over time they will become a habit, which means it will become habitual, which means it will take less willpower, which means it will form part of your identity, and yeah, it will just become who you are. So that's the difference between diets and a lifestyle. You go from someone who wants to be healthy and fit to someone who is healthy and fit. And that's someone Mima will be proud of.
Holy shit!